65. 4 days later, the rains begin to fall and the lake swollen, taking a good part of that golden sands under the water, as it was no longer possible to work without ending up totally soaked. Dimotus takes the men and the gold back to Dimotus. "We will process what amount of material we brought from the lake at our installations here, then everyone will be on leave," he said, and the men, sick of being on the open, worked fast, and soon the remnant of gold gets into the safe box, the useless remnant of dust 100 meters away from the hangar. Dimotus pays their due and carried to the outskirts of Dimotus city early in the foggy morning. With the ones who want to remain on board, he bought food, beverages and some other items, and returns to his ranch, giving some gold to Hararubello, McMicon and Negley to work on. They built a wooden cabin next to the hangar, where they worked, cooked and slept with total independence and solitude. Hammett contacted the institute management and returns to lecture students, at least for 6 months. Dimotus visited her several times in each week, driving by Mr. Schlitten or Mr. Ring, and although now he was able to drive the sphere by himself, the wind and the rain was a nice spectacle for Dimotus. He enjoyed it, and sometimes he and the few men on board went to hunt, always small species that the cook fried or baked or even boiled for them to eat. 66. Round the lake they hunted. Every animal went there to drink. Many were herbivores, some not. They always choose meat eaters to lessen the rate of mortality on the peaceful vegetarians leaf eaters. When the goldsmiths reached 1,000 fashion jewels, Dimotus traveled far and wide selling those creations, using the sphere for his travels. Inside the sphere, goldsmiths, pilots and some of the crew visited cities as well as his boss. Millions upon millions of soaps and eagles went into the safe box. Months passed and Hammett gets pregnant and have a baby boy. They call him Cucris. Dimotus bought a house near his jewelry shop, so to be close to her at all times, notwithstanding his trips for gold. Now at the lake he have a brick building no dinosaur could destroy. Inside of it, the machine and chemicals fumed all day long, while a change strip bring more golden sand to his factory, with the goldsmiths purifying gold in the day and making jewels by the nights. Some time later, Hararubello said to him, "Gold is in abundance, but stone jewels were scarce even in the associates cities. Perhaps you should search for nice stones." "Of course I will. I will talk with my woman Hammett, she may know where to search," Dimotus said, as always prone to gain some more money. 67. That night he talked with his woman, who said, "I find your idea a nice one, but sorry, with a job at the institute and a child to care at home, I cannot go with you. Here I will be fine, helped by a nanny and the lady cook." Dimotus didn't like it, but understood her apprehensions, and after preparing the sphere with food and wine, he departs to the north, where everyone told him, at the jewelry shops, emeralds were to be found in old times, before the associates begin to provide it cheaper and in more quantities. They traveled for 2 days, looking at the mountains, descending and observing, devoid of Hammett, the goldsmith's looks on every stone the crew brings every afternoon. Copper, iron and useless rocks. "Of course, we must dig deep, but some hints must be had on the surface of the mountain," Hararubello said. At the 7th day, they were flying between 2 enormous mountains, when pilot Schlitten stopped the machine in the air and pointed to the left. "Look! A very big cave. Must be something inside. And we can land easily there." "Yes, do it. Perhaps we find the luck we are searching," Dimotus said. When inside the cave, they descend from the sphere. "We will need torchlights. It's dark inside," Dimotus said. "Are we going inside, sir?" "Every one of us?" Pilot Schlitten asked. "No, pilot. You will be in command at the sphere. The cook and 2 others will also stay, for you to command if repairs are necessary. I will take a radio communicator, if I need something." "Very well, sir. Good luck to you all," Schlitten said. "Thanks, I will need it. Another thing, if by any reason I stay in there more than 3 days and you .T receive communication from me, send the 2 men inside to look after us," Dimotus said. "And if it fails?" Schlitten asked. "Hope it not fail, because you will get inside and try to find us all," Dimotus ordained. "Good perspective," the pilot said, smiling. "And carry weapons, if so happens. Could be any kind of beasts down there," Dimotus said. "I doubt, sir. At the most a couple of dried ants, I guess," Schlitten commented. "Very funny, Schlitten. I will bring a big emerald for you, now you have decided to become a funny man," Dimotus said. "Thanks, sir. Guess I will be selling it," Schlitten replied. Dimotus and his men went inside the cave that ends 100 meters into the mountain, in a wide pit 6 meters wide. "Good. Now we could not keep on," Dimotus said. "Look, boss. The stair made on the sides of the pit. All we must do is to descend without stumble on any pebble." Harry-Rubello the goldsmith said, hungry for any precious stone the mountain could bring. "Right. But be very careful, we .T know how deep is this shaft," Dimotus said. 80 meters and the bottom were reached. In front of them opened the tunnel, this one 3 meters high, 2 meters wide. The sides were very rugged. "Black stone. Seems made of charcoal," Dimotus said, touching the wall. They walked in the incline. Several sectors were very stiff, but stones on the ground make an easy descent. "This seems totally made by nature." Harry-Rubello puffed out. "Yes, like the stairs on the pit," Dimotus chuckled. After 560 meters of hard terrain, they entered into a wide expanse, with the ceiling at 60 meters. Everyone shut their electric lamps. Light come from a luminescent fog that moves next to the ceiling. "Incredible. Look at the grass and trees," Macamicon said. They walked, weapons at the ready, because they were used to see galloping dinosaurs, not always herbivores. Not 100 paces away they saw an insect 1 meter high, jumping over the grass. It pays them no attention. "I have never seen the grasshopper that big," Harry-Rubello said. At the distance they began to see a construction on the opposite wall. Windows were then visible on what seems to be a carved wall of granite. 79. 1 hour later, they arrived to a river, very deep, that sprouts from one side of the enormous cave, and after traversing more than 600 meters, disappears at a cavity at the opposite side. They observed a bridge made of wood, and after crossing it they were in the middle of a cultivated stretch of land. 3 men approaches, using simple tunics, handling picks. One of them stopped at 20 paces, saying, "Who are you, people, and what do you want in here?" "We are explorers and we are only observing these wonders. Rare lie and even water under the surface of the planet," Dimotus said. The same man looked at his 2 companions and said, "Well, you have seen enough. Turn around and leave now, you can do it." As it sounds as a threat, several from the team raised their weapons while Dimotus said, "Please, allow us to see the city that is built on the rock. I assure you that no harm is intended." The man with the pick in his hand replied, "T asked me that, as I've already warned you about what is best for you," and walked to the fields. He returned to work with his companions. 71.